going on, guys? I'm Degidio, and we are back with another episode of the Jaxxon Sports Show. I'm sitting here with the greatest co-host of all time, Twitch, and we have a very special, talented writer in the house today. Twitch is just getting us guest after guest. Twitch, you should get an award for your lineup that you're putting together this year. It's just phenomenal. Twitch, who do we got right now?
We got Jorge Prado.
Yes, Jorge Prado! Welcome!
Let's go. One of the baddest dudes in the world on a dirt bike, for sure.
He has some incredible stats. 2023, 2024, MXGP, 2018, 2019, MX2, Motocross World Champion, races, first 4 races in 2024, AMA Supercross, returns for a 2025 season. This guy's got a pedigree. Where are you coming from? You come from Germany, Switzerland?
No. Come on.
Austria?
Coming from Spain.
Spain.
Yes.
Best country.
Yeah, no. I was waiting for that. I saw a lot of people in the Jaxxon podcast Discord ask us, he's from Spain. Where is he from? I said, well, you just said it. He's from Spain. Where do you think he's from?
Yeah,
so
Spain.
We have a Jaxxon podcast Discord, and it's thank you, Loco, brand new Jaxxon. See that? We got your watch sized on site for you.
Thank you, guys.
And we have a Jaxxon podcast Discord, and we let them ask questions like, what do they want to know from our guests? And we have a whole freestyle motocross section and a supercross section, and so they all were asking about you, and Wayne pulls up a question and he goes, hey, the guy's from Spain. Where's he from? I'm like, yeah.
You just answered your question.
Yeah. Something Twitch. If Twitch was in the group chat, he would have gave the guy an earful. He does not hold back.
I wouldn't have been nice.
Yeah, this is a great one, Twitch. I know you were excited about this because you wanted to talk about racing and what's going on this year. We went to A1. It was crazy. It was one of my first races. Yeah. We got to watch the Lawrence brothers and you guys, and I was like blown away by how incredible the event was put together, and you on your bike with your team putting together an incredible demo. But I know that you wanted to kind of get into the details of racing, and you said this season it looks phenomenal, right?
Yeah, it's just, I feel like the 450 class this year is so stacked, and with you coming over, like, was it hard? Like, how much fun did you have last year? When you how many races did you race last year? 5?
Four races.
Were you only meant to do like 3 though, or?
No, the plan was not to race last year.
It wasn't at all.
No. Not
you were
to
just
race.
practicing over there all the time, and then like decided to come race.
So I won my title last year.
Yep.
Well, in 23, I won the title, and then I'm like to the KDM guys, I'm like, hey, I really want to go over to the States and ride some Supercross just for fun and to see if I really like it.
Yeah.
So I started practicing at the test track, and then the guys from KDM here, US, they were like, hey, I think you should go and give it a try. So then I got in contact back to, let's say, Europe, and they were like, okay, let's give it a try. I did the first 3 races and see. But yeah, we had so much rain last year. So
you didn't really
2 out of 3 races were in mud. So I'm like, hey, I needed one more.
Yeah.
So they allowed me to race one more, and I did an A2 as the last one.
Yep.
So yeah, I did those races and went back to MXGP and got a title in 24. So it was a good year. And yeah, last year I decided to come over and race here full time.
I remember you came over years ago with Troy Lee back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Did you race when you were here?
No, I was only 14.
You were only 14.
Yeah, I was 14, and
but were you riding the tracks then a little bit too?
Yeah, I was riding Supercross.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember hearing it, but I'm like, I couldn't really remember.
Yeah, I came in 2015, December 2015, and it was the first time I came over to the States, and it was such a fun time. And my dream back then was to race Supercross. I never thought about racing World Championship, so.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, well, did you always have a dream as like a little kid, like coming over here to race, or like?
Like, it's crazy because when I was like 6, 7 years old, I didn't watch World Championship. I only watched like James and Ricky race.
Yeah.
Like that was the only Supercross and motocross I watched when I was little kid.
Crazy.
So, my dream was to come over to the States. I really didn't know all the riders in MXGP till I grew up a little bit more.
No way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. I feel like you guys have some of the baddest riders. Like some of those dudes are so good, like Hurlings, like all you guys. Like it's cool watching some of the battles that you guys have all had, because like every single one of you guys could win any day. Like
right now, the level is super high.
And to go win those titles back to back, like that's hard work. Like
it's hard work. It's hard work, especially because the first year I was battling with Jeffrey. He got injured mid-season, and then guys didn't even make it to the first round because of an injury. And then everybody was like, "Hey, but you won, but like 2 of the main competitors were down."
Yeah,
and
that's the first excuse anyone's going to say.
Come on, I
still won.
Like Jeffrey, when he got injured, he was second in the standings. He was not even first. I was leading the championship. So
yeah.
But anyway, 24, starting the season strong with a win, and kept going.
Just kept it going.
Kept going with the win. Yeah, so
that is so awesome.
Such a good season.
Yeah.
I think even riding Supercross helped me a little bit to get a little bit more, let's say, stylish on the bike and a little bit more free. Everything helps. Once you do something new, I think you can put that into your, let's say, base riding.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun last year over here, so I think I brought that back to Europe.
Yeah, I think it's cool too, just to see like with the bike change, like just everything. Like, how was your transition from your bike to the Cowie? Was it hard?
It was big, but I need to say, like, first time I go on the Cowie, it felt good.
Yeah.
I'm like to the team, I don't know what. So, what do I supposed to test? I feel like the bike is just perfect right now. Like that was my first
with
feeling.
like the base setting.
Like base setting was good. I'm like, it's fine for me. We just keep riding,
Yeah.
But as you get better, especially in Supercross, because I'm really an amateur.
You're still learning everything.
I'm still learning,
Yeah.
and I'm getting every week faster and faster. So as I get faster, the bike needs to step it up.
Yeah. Suspension needs to get stiffer.
It's just progression. You progress, the bike needs to go up too. So every week we are just making small steps, and that's our goal. I don't want to just rush it and sit down for a few races.
Yeah,
so that's
it seems
not the
like
plan.
you're doing pretty good already. So it's cool to like you see the progression, but it's like there's still more to come. Like once you get super comfortable on that bike, and once you get in your element, like with outdoors, I feel like outdoors is going to be insane this year.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'm super excited for outdoors. New tracks for me.
Yep.
And all these tracks here look so good.
Yeah.
Way faster than our tracks, and preparation looks good too. Like big rats. That's what I like. Actually.
Yeah.
So should be fun. Good competitors too. So it should be interesting
It's
season.
sad.
I'm excited.
I feel like your guys' tracks are way gnarlier because once you guys start racing, what is it on Thursday?
Yeah, like we start actually on Fridays with start practice, but then main races are already Saturday all day and Sunday all day.
And they don't touch the track, right?
They don't touch it.
Like over here, they touch the track. They prep it. It's like decent.
No, we don't. And we have like 5 categories every weekend.
That's so gnarly.
In MXGP, so 450s are always the last ones, and they don't prep it.
The track's just destroyed.
Oh yeah, sometimes I'm like come back from sighting lap and I'm like, whew,
what are we gonna do?
What is this? It looks like enduro,
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's so rough. You're just trying to hold on to the bike, and at the same time you gotta go fast. So you're like wide open and just like holding on, and it's crazy. You gotta be fit. You're gonna be like strong.
Yeah.
And mentally, it's tough because you're gonna suffer. That's like sometimes when you go like to Lommel and the track is like deep sand with bumps like that, and you gotta hold it for 35 minutes. You're gonna be also mentally prepared to do that.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's a tough championship, and that's why I'm like super proud I could make it back to back too in the 450 class.
It wasn't a fluke. It was like
Yeah.
I earned this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I remember when Villapoto went over there. He said the thing he struggled with the most was racing for your qualifying position and then racing again the next day. He's like, it was gnarly. Like it's like a lot of work.
Yeah,
like the guys over here ain't used to doing that. They only race the one day.
Yeah, exactly. So they changed that now. You still race, but now you get points. So it's even more important. So it's even more intense all Saturday because, before you're like, okay, if I'm like top 5 in qualifying, it's fine for Sunday. But right now you need to get your points on qualifying because that's points you get for the championship. But then you already start going harder before in time practice because then you want a good gate pick for qualifying. So you're like all Saturday and all Sunday just wide open. Every single session, you're just like
everything
going
counts.
for it. So yeah, it's intense.
That's pretty rad.
Dude, you talk about like staying fit. I know you work with one of our Jaxxon media house trainers, Joe Cancelleri, and I know he works with a lot of guys. He's talked very highly of you. So I know your training sessions must be insane, but what is the biggest difference in terms of training physically for like a prep Supercross track versus like an outdoor track that's like just destroyed by the time you have to get on it?
I think it's not that different out of the bike, but on the bike, of course, it's different. I try to gain a little bit more of power because I feel like in Supercross, everything is like when you land off a jump, you gotta have that power to brake. And motocross, you kind of flow a little bit more. And longer motos, here it's a little bit more intense. So little modifications, but at the end of the day, you gotta put that volume of training, and that's what I do. Train hard, and that's the thing.
What about like the adrenaline rush? I know Twitch has talked about like for freestyle, like he can like visualize his run and his line before he goes. What about for you in terms of like the adrenaline rush of those longer outdoor races?
Yeah, I think same. I think it's very important to visualize everything just before the gate. And even sometimes the night before, I'm like, what happens if I start bad? Where can I make passes? And that's all going through your head. If I start good, can like maybe other competitors make a pass on me? So you just think about that all the time and try to like figure out little things before you go racing.
Was it hard for you at all last year? Like when you're at home racing, knowing you're going to win the title, but knowing you're also coming back to America to go ride for Factory Cali?
Yeah, it was hard, especially like mentally. You know, I put so much pressure on myself because I decided I was coming here full time before the first round of MXGP. So I signed my contract the Friday before the first round.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, with Kawi. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, it's all in this year. Like, I got to do it.
I'm going out on top.
I need to win this because I didn't want to come over and be like, I should have won the title. Well,
yeah, you didn't want to have...
If you give 100% and you don't win, it's not a problem. But, you know, it's better if you come over and the job is done, right? The job is done in Europe. And every race, you're like, oh, I got to win. I got to win. I got to win. And I'm very good under pressure, and I think that even helped me to reach my goals. So that was pretty cool.
That's rad, yeah, because you could see so many people going like, oh, well, I already signed a deal. I'm good. I'll just cruise this year, you know, and like just take it the easy route. But I thought that was cool. You went and rode your ass off and won the title.
Yeah, and I think it was, I need to say probably the best season I ever had. Not only just riding, but like physically, mentally, I was on it every single race. When conditions were good, I was just hammering and going for the win every single time. And I didn't leave any opportunities to anyone. If I could go for it, I would go for it. Yeah. And you know, I'm a good starter, but last year I had few races where I didn't start up front, and I was just coming through the pack like I never did before. You know, and I won motos coming from like out of top 20. So that's big for me. That means I also improve in other aspects of my, let's say, rider side, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a good season.
How have you noticed a huge difference at all between like European fans and American fans at all?
It's different because, man, we don't have stadiums. Like we don't race in stadiums. So then the feeling is totally different.
The whole era, the whole vibe, right?
But, you know, like in the pits, it's pretty cool. When we are doing the signing sessions, I feel like they're super like, they just want to talk to you and tell you all this stuff. And this doesn't happen really in Europe. You just sign and give posters, and then the next one goes. They just go. Here they're like, hey, what's up? How are you? Love your riding. And they just start talking, you know? And I think that's cool because that means they love it. And that's cool. That's cool.
That's rad.
The reason why I'm laughing is at A1, we have these guys that we work with and we sponsor, the Concrete Cowboys. Twitch brought them to us. They ride baggers and they do wheelies and the craziest things. And our sports and recovery doctor, his name's Cody. He went and he's a doctor of physical therapy and recovery, and he went and partied with these guys. He goes, oh, I'll go hang out with these guys in the parking lot. I'm like, I don't think you realize like the American fans and how crazy it's going to be. I don't think you understand. Like you're wearing a shirt that says Twitch. You're at a motocross, supercross event. It's going to get a little wild. And apparently it was the night of his life.
He had some fun.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the fan base is a lot different.
How much different are the bikes over here versus at home? Did you notice a big difference?
Well,
because you guys have way less regulations over there, right?
Yeah, so we have, let's say, full factory bikes back in Europe, in the World Championship, let's say. They can modify everything. And here you have different rules. Like I think you can modify as much in the, like, let's say the frame and stuff. So bikes are different, but I'm happy with the bike I have over here. Like,
that's rad.
More than the bike I rode back in Europe. So it's just different ways of working too. And I mean, I'm coming from a different brand, so
totally different. Like, so it's like a whole new bike.
A whole new bike. Yeah. And if you add that we are riding Supercross and Supercross setup to motocross setup, it's totally different as well. It's like a whole new package. So I'm like, it's everything new. You know what I mean?
Have you done any outdoor testing or anything yet?
Not really. I did just one day really of testing. And, I did it in Pala, and I mean, it was not so bumpy. Yeah. It was pretty flat. Yeah. So, no, just basic, very basic.
Yeah.
We obviously need to work on some stuff and try it out when the track's very like rough and hard conditions.
They'll go let Tickle get a setting for you guys, and then you guys will start from there.
Yeah, no, he's been working. Yeah. He's been working.
Tickle still rips. Like he still rides really good. Like,
and Supercross, he's very smooth. Yeah. Like I like when he's riding with us, and he's actually helping me out.
That's rad.
He's at the track with me and giving me some tips. And even on bike setup, you know, he helps me. And together with the team, we are a good group.
He's always been really smart, and I've always felt like his eye, even when he was over at RCH, like he helped them with their bikes so much.
Yep. He rides very good. Yeah. I like his riding style.
Yep.
Technically, I think he's a good rider.
Yeah, that's rad.
When you talk about like riders, one thing I was going to ask you, Twitch has always explained to me the backstory on certain riders and kind of their skill level or what he's done and what he's seen them do. Has there been someone that you kind of looked at that was like impressing you so far this season, or someone that you have to look at a little bit more closely that maybe you overlooked last year? Because I feel like the level of competition is very, very close this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's very close. I mean, but pretty much the same riders that raced last year are racing this year. So it's nothing new. You know, it's not that someone, it's now like
you're
so
the new
much
guy.
faster. I'm new and everybody's new to me.
Yeah.
So, and I need to kind of figure out the strength and weak points from the riders. But obviously now in Supercross, I need to figure out more myself than others. But
for sure.
But you know, you have riders like Chase Jaxxon, super good this season too. Obviously Jed, Eli, Coop, Jason Anderson. It's I'm with him all day at the test track.
How was it with him being your teammate?
Ripping. Yeah, so good. And I like being with him at the test track. He's super chill. We do our motos sometimes together. And there's a good vibe. There's a good vibe. And then you have also Kenny. I like Kenny.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Kenny's
I try
cool.
to go and stick behind him because I like his precision and stuff.
Yeah.
And he rides very good the bike. So
we got him watching right outside the window.
I've been always a big fan of Kenny since a little kid.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's rad when you can have someone that you gel with, that you can practice with and like push each other. Like I feel like I remember like back in the day, a lot of the guys would just practice by themselves. Like they didn't want anyone seeing their weaknesses, anyone seeing their strong points. And I feel like once I feel like it got a little bit more professional, the guys started having teams and like trainers. Like once the guys started riding together, it's like you have someone you can base yourself off of and push each other every single day.
Oh yeah, and especially myself with Jason. He's so fast on practice. He's also fast at the race, but let's say on practice that I'm close to him. Let's say we're at the same track. There's no other riders. It's just us two. Oh, he's ripping. I tried to make some motos with him. He's like, hey, should we make the moto together? I'm like, I mean, we are together on track, but I'm not following you, you know? I'm like, the other day, like 2 days ago, we were riding and he's like, I'm like, hey, you want I start first, you catch me or you want me to go behind and you lap me? What, you decide, man, you decide. So no, it's fun. He's super good guy. And no, I really didn't know him that much before because obviously I was racing in Europe for a different brand. Mm-hmm. But now that I see him every week, it's cool guy. I really like him.
Yeah. What's been the hardest part about Supercross so far for you to adapt to?
I would say everything. Starting from whoops to rhythm sections to corners, everything. Because like I said before, we have a Supercross setup, which is very different to outdoors. So it makes the cornering also a little bit weird. Yeah. And I like the bike super low in the rear for outdoors, but then here it's so tough to turn with the bike
it doesn't want to
like
turn.
that. So, you know, I just need to figure out everything. Bike setup. I need to figure out what I want and not. Because I know
what works for you
and what I really want. Because sometimes you go to outdoors and I'm like, okay, I want the bike to feel like that because I know it's working. But then in Supercross, I'm like, I remember the first days at a test track. I'm like, I don't know if the bike is kicking or not because I don't know if it should be more. I don't know if it should be more stable through the whoops or not. I don't even know. I think it's good, but maybe it should be better. You know, so it's hard for me. But now I'm getting in that let's say circle where I understand. Yeah. So slowly we are making changes in a good direction, and also racing is helping me out a lot.
Yeah, I feel like you learn a lot on race day.
Yeah, I learned so much these 2 races, and then I go back to the test track, and I'm like, okay, guys, we need to work on that. I want the bike to feel like that because that's what I miss on the weekend. Yeah. And I maybe don't feel the best at the test track, but I'm thinking already on the next race and how I want the bike to feel there because that's where you gain your points, not at the test track. So
for sure.
I try to think a little bit in that way. I just need to get experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Who got you into riding? Like, did your dad ride at all?
Yeah, but really amateur, you know, like really amateur. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't ride. Yeah. So my dad, he was just riding dirt bikes when he was young, and then trials with the trials bike. Yeah, I actually started riding trials, not dirt bikes.
No way.
Yeah, and when I was very small, I was actually better on trials than dirt bikes.
There's the trials bike in Europe's huge.
I mean, in Spain. Spain, it's we have the best guys. Like, I don't know, Adam Braga, Tony Bow. Yeah.
I grew up always watching Jeff Aaron all the time, and I would always watch like the competitions over in Spain, like where they'd be climbing like all the gnarly rocks in the forest. Where I'm like, I wouldn't even want to climb that, and they're riding it on trials bike, like gnarly stuff. Like where I'm like, how are you going to get up there? That thing's like 15 feet high.
It's cool. I think trials help me a lot with balance and technique and feeling the bike. I think it's a good start into like dirt bikes. Yeah, starting with trials.
I love your technique and your style on the bike. Like there's a lot of guys out there that can go really fast, but their style is terrible, and it just I don't think it looks good. Like I enjoy watching you ride.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's clear why you're good and you're successful. You have a good ease to you. You're comfortable. I think that having no ego and being able to be, honest with yourself on what you need and don't need. I do think like a lot of racers and a lot of people tend to always feel like it's someone else's fault or they're not good or they don't have the, the ability to lower the ego a little bit and say like, hey, maybe I'm not as fast or I could be faster. I feel like that always makes an athlete 10 times better. Is there someone right now in your camp or someone that's close to you on the team that's helping you kind of figure out it as you get by besides someone that's day to day with you?
Let's say my group of people, it's pretty much my dad. He's with me every day at the test track, at home. And he's actually like, it's more than a dad, like coach, dad. He's just everything.
He's there for moral support, help you in any situation.
He knows when I'm riding good. He knows when I can go better.
He'll tell you.
He will tell me. And he's the key to me. And then obviously I have, for example, my mechanics helping me out from the team so much.
Yeah,
it's a great team. I'm very happy with them. And then let's say Joe at the gym. I have Brock helping me out with my riding too, and trying to explain the team the best I can, my feeling from, let's say, bike to let's say suspensions or engine, whatever I need to tell the team. He actually helps me to translate that.
Yeah.
And then I have my physical trainer also in Spain. He's making, let's say, my full program. So I have a good people around me.
Got a good circle.
Yeah, I like it. No stress. I'm very calm, and I just do my work, and that's
having fun, enjoying America.
Yep.
I love it.
I love that.
What was it like being so young and being so good? Like, did you have a lot of pressure on you growing up at all? Because you were really good at a young age.
Yeah. So I signed with Red Bull and KTM when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
After winning the World Championship 65, and then I moved into 85s, and I was the first ever, let's say, in Europe, factory rider, because you had AC here in the US back then.
He was like the only guy over here. Then,
so it was the same with me in Europe. And I would come to these races, and I had this Red Bull KTM bus, and I have the pressure to perform.
Yeah, you're like, this is all here for me.
Even though I always race stock bikes when just stickers.
Yep.
But everybody thought, factory
full
guy,
factory bike,
full factory, and I had that pressure, but I think I put more pressure on myself than maybe the team. I never felt pressure from the team.
Yeah,
it was more like I want to win. So
I feel like sometimes that's good. Like you said, like you do good under pressure. A lot of people crack, but a lot of people like that's when their true colors come out. Like the pressure makes me better.
Yeah. So it's funny because I always said, oh, I'm good under pressure, but in 2024, so last year, I come to the last 2 rounds of the championship. I think it was like 21 or 14 points behind Geyser.
Yep.
And I was like, ooh, and maybe now I start feeling the pressure because I want to win this title and I only have 2 races.
You have to do good.
And I got to do. And then we went to China and there was this thunderstorm, so they canceled Saturdays. So all into one day. So I had, let's say, 10 points less of a chance of getting the title because those 10 points were gone. So, we came into last round in Spain, me like 4 points in front of Geyser. And I had everything could happen. He could win the title. I could win the title. And I remember going to the gate. I'm like, Jorge, it's the time. Now I need to show that I don't crack under pressure. That this is my time to shine. And I had the pressure from all the fans in Spain.
I bet.
Last round was in Spain.
God.
I got into the track on Friday and everybody was like, hey,
you better win.
You win, right? You're winning this week. And I'm like, I know I need to win. Just calm down, just calm down. I know I got to win. I want to win.
Yeah.
And it was super exciting. I mean, all weekend. And it was a track where I felt I was weaker than team. Was a track that suit better team Geyser than myself because it was so hard. And I'm not so good on those kind of hard pack tracks.
Yeah.
But, I got it together. One Saturday, won first moto, and I was leading second moto. They did a little mistake and then finished third, but won the Grand Prix and won the title on the very last race in my hometown.
What a place to wrap it up. Like, they were probably going crazy.
Oh, I've never seen anything like this. I still have that picture I took with my eyes from the podium, and like 10,000 guys, people, public behind the podium into the straight.
So rad.
It was incredible. Probably the most beautiful moment of my life as a rider.
Yeah.
It was
insane.
Incredible. Everybody, going like Prado, and
Did you get emotional?
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's hard not to.
It's surreal. Like I was there, I'm like, I can't believe this is happening to me. I'm winning the MXGP title on the last round in Spain. It's
and then
crazy.
Leaving.
And then leaving.
It's so much work goes into what you do. So I feel like when you get that reward, it's like you have to enjoy that moment while you can.
Yeah, I work very hard. If they tell me do, I don't know, like 3 hours on the bicycle, I do 3 hours. No, I do it. If they tell me 3 hours and then you go to the gym, I do it. And if I need to do something else, I will do it. I work a lot and I'm a hard worker. And I put everything to it because I want to win and I want to be the best athlete I can be. So, I don't want to be in the line thinking, oh, I should have done 10 more push-ups because, I need to be stronger. No, I did my push-ups. I did whatever I had to do. I can't complain right now. Yeah. I did my work, and I want to be sure when I'm going to the race, I don't want to think about fitness. I only want to think about racing and try to win. That's my goal.
Exactly.
So, if I do the work during the week, I'm fine on the weekend.
Yeah, I'm rooting for you. I think a lot of us are. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you race more Supercross, but I cannot wait till outdoors. Like,
you've been talking about him outdoor. What is it about him that you're excited to see in the outdoor?
He's just a badass on a bike. Like I said, I love his style. Like, I love his flow. It's like he was saying, it's completely different from Supercross. It's like opening up your line, just having good line choices when the track gets really bad, being able to pick up on stuff or seeing something out of the corner of your eye, just like your reaction time. It's insane. Like, these dudes are going so fast for 35 minutes straight. Like, and then when they get off the bike, they don't even look like they're winded. They're just like, take a sip of water. Like, that was a good race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think outdoor will be a cool season. Like you said before, great riders this year on the gate. I heard before the Supercross season started, it was like we have like five champions in
the 450 class.
In the 450 class from the main class.
Yeah,
it never happened in history before.
No,
it's the first time.
It's gnarly. And I feel like with Tomac, if this is his last year, like, he's on it, he wants it. Webb's looking good this year. Like, Anderson, the Lawrence brothers, you have Roxon looking really good. Like, everyone looks so good this year.
Yeah, yep, I agree. I mean, I need to step it up in Supercross. I need to step it up, and it's part of the process. And hopefully one day you will be like, hey, Prado is looking good in Supercross 2 for the championship. So hopefully that's my goal. He's
mad he didn't list the names right now.
How many year deal did you do with Kawasaki?
3.
Oh, nice, sweet.
Yeah, I'm staying for a while.
Oh, I like that.
I'm staying for a while. It's not just a year.
Yeah. After that, do you plan on staying, or are you going to go back and race MotoGP again? Like, do you have any plans yet, or is just wait to see what happens?
I don't think I'm going back race MXGP.
Yeah.
No, not in my plans, but I want to get a title here.
Yeah, hell yeah.
1 or 2, whatever I can.
You know? Exactly.
My goal is to win outdoor, to win Supercross, Super Motocross, to try to win.
Yeah,
that's my goal.
Do you like how over here the seasons are kind of split, where it's Supercross and then Motocross, where you're not just Motocross the whole season, or do you think it's probably a little harder because the mentality is a little different? But
I think it's good, because you're like riding Supercross for a part of the year, and then you're like, okay, let's switch it up.
And you get excited for outdoors.
And you get excited for outdoors, so you're not all year like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had to ride all year the test tracks. Yeah. Supercross test tracks.
It would get so old. Same tracks.
Crazy. So I think it's cool to switch it up and go outdoors and be like, all right, new tracks, different riding style, putting the bike setup in a different way. And I think some guys that ride Supercross fast are not that fast in outdoors, and some others that maybe struggle more in outdoors are better in Supercross and can maybe go faster in outdoors. So you mix it up with all the guys, and I think that's cool.
Yeah, same. I agree. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to be an insane year. Like you said, it's one of the first years that there's multiple winners that are champions all racing at the same time. I think that's going to take the competition to a whole new level.
Yeah, and that's only from the 450. But if you look up to, the 450 class, you have those 450 champions in the class, plus other riders that won titles in the, let's say, 250 class. So it's not only 450 champions in the 450. You also have riders that won 250 titles. And that's crazy.
When you came over, did you ever think about riding the 250 class last year over here? Just you were strictly
Never.
450?
Yeah, 450.
Never.
No, I never even thought about 250s.
Yeah.
Because I'm a 450 rider. I mean, I'm 450 world champion. I don't think I need to go back.
Yeah.
And I don't like the 250. I like the 450.
You like
way
the power,
better.
yeah.
I like the power. You know, with 250, you kind of need to rev it everywhere. You got to go to the limit of the bike. And I like to play with the bike more.
Yeah.
And I think with the 250, it's a little bit different. Just different style of riding. So
that's rad.
Yeah, one thing I just want to know before we let you go. First of all, thank you for coming on the podcast.
No problem.
Yeah,
thank you guys.
I know that you're local, so we're excited to hopefully have you on a lot more and get a kind of an inside look on what's going on in Supercross and motocross and let you kind of tell your story of racing.
We got to have him back on after he wins his first Supercross.
Yeah.
It's coming. Good. It's going to happen.
I'm working for it, but we got to be realistic.
With your
if I finished 12th last weekend, don't expect me to be like top 3 this weekend, you know? Like, it's not realistic. I'm the first guy that says that. Even though when I'm on the line, I'm like, okay, let's try to win. But
we're winning.
I really know, take it easy, you know? Just
it's a
do
long
your
year.
best. Do your best.
I guess you're kind of answering my question right there. What I wanted to ask you is there realistic goals? Because I know that a lot of athletes always say, like, hey, I want to go win. But then I've heard some athletes say, like, no, I have a realistic goal. I want to kind of work on the shot, get out. I want to kind of work on the
top
lead.
10s.
Like I want to get in the top 5. I actually want to just make sure I don't, you know, like, is there a realistic goal going into this next race for you that you kind of have personally?
For me, it's hard. I feel like, because
with your mentality of winning all the time.
When you're a champion, you can't expect to be 10th.
Yeah.
You can expect it, but you don't want to be 10th. You don't want to be 5th. You don't want that.
You want to be on the top of the podium,
Like, I was riding the other weekend, and in the last laps, I was not catching Cooper that was in front of Justin Cooper that was in front of me, and I heard the crowd cheering because Tomac and Jed were battling. And I was kind of like in the triple. I was like looking, oh, I wish I was there, man. I wish I was battling for the win, not here for 11th or 12th place. Yeah. But it is what it is. You know, I got to fight now for those positions. And in the future, I will be up there. But realistic goal, for me, it's just giving 100%. Yep. And I can't really put in a position.
Yes.
I maybe give 100% and I'm 8th. And I maybe give 100% and I'm 5th. So just giving my best, and that's it. I will be happy if I like give it everything out on track.
Everyone can appreciate that. Like, what you guys do ain't easy. And if it was, everyone in the stands would be down there.
Yeah.
So, good luck this year, and we're stoked to have you over here.
100%,
Thank you,
bro.
Guys.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Listen, guys, I'm Degidio, sitting here with the greatest co-host of all time, Twitch, Jorge Prado. We're going to definitely get him on here after he gets his first win. We'll give you guys a little behind-the-scenes inside look on that. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Let us know who you guys want as the next guest. Don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.